Several weeks after I bought the house, Mr. Chua made a visit to Rosamond. He bore news. She bore patience.
Black Maria is a turkey scandal. It has nothing to do with cooking.
Well, at the heart of all scandals, there is food. That's why I love Nero Wolf so much. He loves cooking, he loves orchid, yet he hates crime.
Yes. I know all about Nero Wolf. But tell me, what have you found out about this Black Maria case?
I thought I would go back to the scene of the crime.
To the shop house.
It was a very hot day. I went by the back. The place is so open, but surprisingly, not many people around. The first thing I saw was a spiral staircase. Not very nice, whitewashed with lime, cheap. But where there is a staircase, there is legwork, so I climbed it. Someone was coming out, so I quickly stood still like a statue. There was this woman, obviously an Ama type, complaining very loudly as though she wants all the neighbors to hear.
So easy, what do you so easy? Must sun until dry. If it's not dry enough, the seafood will not be garing. Who help me? You see? Who help me? Who?
Yes, making achar the traditional way is a lot of trouble. You have to sun the vegetables properly and then have to watch out for those pigeons.
Finally, the Ama went back into the house, and I swear, I saw few pigeons getting very close to the achar. And then, I saw this doorway.
I was expecting to enter into some secret room, or in traditional homes, into a kitchen, but I entered a bathroom. The bathroom looked quite modern, not at all traditional. Must have been upgraded in the late 90s. Those cheap towels you can find in all government buildings. I was thinking, this must have been an escape route, definitely a sign of a gambling den. I can just imagine it. Suddenly, I was interrupted.
HJ? No, don't. Really?
I was praying to the good being above that she wouldn't use the toilet. You know, when you see someone go to toilet, you get red eye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, sweetie.
I was wondering who this girl is and why she needs to talk to someone in the toilet.
Was she pretty?
Oh yes, very attractive.
You were talking about someone called HJ.
Yes, Hock Jin.
How do you know?
Well, HJ can only mean two things. Hock Jin or Howard Johnson. As we are in Singapore right now, must be Hock Jin.
Mr. Chua. Now, this girl and Hock Jin are now intimate?
That's so betul juga. As intimate as two peas in a pot. Two dogs in a midday sun. As yin and yang. As goreng and pisang. As kaya and roti. As kopi and susu.
Mr. Chua, do you want something to eat?
Yes, you read my mind.
Several weeks after I bought the house, I hired a hunter-gatherer to be my spin doctor.
Our girl is.
Was it tough?
A lot of convincing she had to do.
And?
There is no end. She went, she saw and conquered. Our dear friend did.
Why are you talking like Yoda? I mean, you terbalik all your sentences.
It's called split infinitives, darling.
I know, but she just...
But do tell.
Okay, this is a story she told me. Very brave our friend was.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. A traditional cafe with a traditional nonya. And, well, traditional nonyas don't shake hands.
Oh, they don't? I didn't know that. Anyway, I'm not a traditional nonya. But I am replicating a traditional way of life. And, Zara?
Zara.
Zara, thank you, What do you think you can contribute to that vision?
Well, I'm the last person to tell you the do's and don'ts of traditional ways. But I can, however, offer you some new age advice.
Meaning?
Public relations.
The cafe isn't even open yet. Why would I need PR?
Precisely. You need a launch. You need to create some rah-rah-rah. Renovations have cost you a bomb already, I'm sure. And profits, you can only expect to recoup them in at least 1 year. And to top it all off, you haven't yet come to terms with the real killers of the F&B industry. Manpower and service costs.
I'm well aware of the pitfalls.
Yes, but what have you prepared for way of launch? How about a soft opening?
Soft opening.
That's right. An opening before the opening. Invite the influential people, generate interest. Look, they will be the mouthpiece of your enterprise.
Well, why should I hire you? You were an air stewardess, and before that, you graduated from university. So basically, you have no experience and no contacts.
I have a vested interest in this. Hire any PR agency and yours will just be an invoice number. Hire me and this will be my future.
I do watch Days of Our Lives, you know.
I need this.
So do I. This is a cafe replicating a traditional way of life, and by tradition I mean Peranakan.
My mother's Peranakan. And the Peranakan tradition is matriarchal. You are as Nyonya as your mother.
So?
I never knew my mother. I never even knew my father. He's Omani and she's Nyonya. They met somewhere, they had me, and they disappeared. And I was brought up by my Nyonya grandmother. And she died. And at this point, I'm all alone.
Everyone's claiming to be Nyonya nowadays, especially if there's money to be made. I mean, look at the Peranakan row in Katong.
I don't claim to be a Nyonya. I'll be the first one to deny my roots. But sometimes it's a... Ay, semangat!
What did you say?
Ay, semangat. My grandmother always used to say that. It means, bless my soul.
It's very Nyonya.
Yeah.
The launch is in 2 weeks. You can start straight away.
Oh, you will not regret this. Thank you so much. I already have plans sketched out
Sarah, rule number 1, stop slobbering. I hate people who slobber. Okay. Rule number 2, call everyone on this list. And rule number 3, draw up your own contract. So it's a done deal.
Yep, done the deal is.
Will you stop talking like Yoda? I mean, if I want to listen to Yoda, I'll take out all my Star Wars DVDs and watch them all over again. Except episode 1 and 2, which are quite rubbish, but episode 3, I don't mind.
But wait. Has she said whether she's forgiven me or not?
Forgive you, she never will.
Especially if you keep wearing that big diamond ring of yours so bright and shiny. I mean, isn't it a bit old-fashioned? Nowadays, engagement diamond rings are streamlined like new age marriages. Everything is clear-cut, no hidden meaning. This one is so old and passé, like it's got some deep dark secret.
This is an old-fashioned Nyonya ring, cut from the early 20th century. It's an early BP de Silva.
Very unhappy, Zha will be. First, you steal her boyfriend, and now you marry he.
Will you shut up?
I can't help it!
Can't you explain to her that I didn't do it? I mean, these things happen. People fall in love.
But he, her true love is.
Stop it! I got it. Think in the mood for love. You look like Maggie Chong, right? You are no more Yoda. You are Maggie Chong.
Maggie Chong. In Cheongsam?
Yes, with the collar up to here.
Ah, I like.
I will even help you dress up.
But what about me? Isn't anybody going to tell Zha that I'm going to marry her ex?
Nah.
This is more fun. Bye-bye.
I didn't realize that Mr. Chua was making his rounds around the house. Had I known, I would have cleaned up, especially Uncle's room.
So, when the coast was clear, I walked into one of the rooms. It was an old room, left untouched since, I would say, the 1970s. On the dressing table was an old piece of pulut panggang. Then a copy of the newspaper with these special numbers.
1618033399? What kind of number is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's jerky numbers?
Turkey has no numbers, I think. See, these are Cherokee cards. Oh, there's only one set of numbers. The rest are pictures, like mahjong.
If there are no numbers, how do they play the game?
Very simple. It's just like gin rummy. There are 3 suits of cards. The ban, the batik, and the manik. Each suit has number values ranging from 1 to 9.
Somehow or other, I think it has something to do with gambling.
True, that house used to revolve around gambling.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is obviously a room of a poor gambler. Actually, I was quite amazed to read the newspaper. Did you know that in the 80s, a Mercedes-Benz cost $90,000?
Hi. Good morning. My name is Mr. Chua. You must be wondering why I'm here. Actually, I'm here to do you a favor. You do live in this house, don't you?
What about it?
Well, you may like to know that your acha now has got pigeon protein.
A hunter-gatherer never gives up her prey. York was determined to get her soulmate. Derek was just happy to supply makeup.
Your retro hairdo needs working on. Come. First, must backcomb.
Backcombing makes you bald!
Backcombing gives you volume.
As long as you don't do it regularly. Unless you're Monica Lewinsky.
Exactly. You know, all those balding babies on the streets, that's from backcombing overdose.
See, this is where being a Nyonya is an advantage. You must sway your hips lenggang style.
Sure. Okay, girlfriends. The importance is all in the hips. Sway, stride.
I always thought they lenggang because they wore kasumaneks.
No. Nonyas invented the kasumanik so that they could lenggang.
Now, sway, stride.
When you're caught in the act, you bolt. Mr. Chua decided to stay.
Must sun, must watch over and make sure that the bird don't eat it.
Actually, good acha don't need sunning these days.
What are you still doing here?
Actually, I must confess. You see,
So I told them what I was there for, looking to uncover the mystery of the Black Maria MIAs.
But you didn't tell them about me.
No. Why? Were you part of the Black Maria case?
No? I thought...
I told them about the story and that it started from their house. They were not surprised. You know, the Amma told me the old grandmother used to be a Cherokee queen.
Yes, she did have that reputation. But I still don't understand. How did you end up cooking?
It's very interesting. You see, they told me they are going to open a cafe and they even showed me the drinks menu. There is something missing here.
What?
When you want a traditional cafe, you must offer people a stanga.
You got me there.
A stanga.
I remember. The amokwe, love it.
Well, a stanga is half whiskey and half soda water. Half. Stanga means half.
You're very smart.
Thank you.
You like this?
Wow, this is very good. Let me get comfortable. Wow, hati babi bungkus, huh? Without kuat chai, it's like sambal without belacan.
You expert! See the menu, huh?
Okay.
See? Good or not?
So, I got the job as the cook's assistant.
You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. If it means I can uncover the mystery, plus there's free food and free cooking lessons, how can you ask for more?
So, what else have you uncovered?
Nothing much, but we've done a lot in the kitchen. Very busy. Oh, I realized I was not the only employee. There was another girl hired as a PR for the launch
And when is the launch?
in a week's time. And I made sure you got an invitation.
Oh, invitation or not, I'm sure of my welcome in that house.
Oh, and Rosamund Lee is a really influential person.
That helps.
She's a real great gossip.
Even better.
A kind of born-again Nonya, you know?
Excellent. Hi. Hi, sweetie. What are you doing? How's that cuisine?
Cheesy idea.
What?
The confession box. Reducing us to cheap voyeuristic tricks like that.
It's not voyeuristic, it's rather Catholic. And that's...
Yeah. Pranakans are more or less Catholics now and they can identify with it. But to me, it's still voyeuristic.
No one is gonna listen, okay? It's a catharsis. It's all about letting go. And you know, we all need to let go once in a while. Otherwise, we'll all end up anal retentive like...
Like me?
I didn't say that.
This confession box, it's all his idea, isn't it?
Ooh, do I sense some tension there? So what, you two know each other?
No, Hokjin? It's impossible to really know Hokjin.
As a matter of fact, the two guys did share a past, followed by the usual falling out.
You know what? It's a good mate.
Cheers. When two guys can look at each other, the rims of their glasses, you know they're in good company.
That's right. You got that right.
Jerome, could I ask you for a favor?
I don't do favors.
No, I'll owe you one.
I don't hold anyone to ransom.
Lighten up. Look, I just need to call this magazine and I really don't have the time, okay? The line's always busy, something's always up. Please.
Okay. Oh, the line's really busy. Hello, is this Star Magazine?
So they're having a confession box in the cafe?
Quite a good idea. Everyone has secrets. Everyone is dying to tell someone. But who to trust?
A confession box.
Ah, but there is a trick.
Trick.
I've discovered something.
I was going to the toilet and had to pass the confession box. So being Nero Wolf, I started to investigate. It's a plain old cupboard, a mirror, and that's all. The mirror was crooked, so I tried to adjust and then it fell. To my surprise, I saw something. I knew at once it was a kind of camera.
Camera? Are you sure?
Look, I was from the Baharuddin Vocational Institute. I know a camera when I see the lens.
And who put it there? For what?
I wasn't sure, but I was going to find out, so I quickly rushed back to the kitchen to ask the Amma. But I forgot because of the kopi O cups.
The Amma had bought a lot of kopi O cups from Malacca. You know the real kopitiam cups. I started giving her the history of these kind of kopi O cups. She liked stories, so I told her the story and forgot to ask her about the confession box.
Actually, these cups are not Chinese in origin but Thai.
You want to know a secret?
Okay.
I went to Malacca to look for a chupu exactly like this one, the twin one.
Very nice chupu.
Yes. I went from one street to another street to another street, and then finally I found this very smart tauke who told me the story of this Lee family who also have another chupu exactly like this one. The story ended very sad. Everybody died. The father died, the mother died. Only left the Jiko and the little pretty daughter. And one more Indian servant.
Very interesting.
Not so interesting. The interesting part is when the little girl grew up, she came to Singapore with the Indian servant.
And then?
Hey, now you're not very smart. The Indian servant must be cunning.
You mean a driver?
Who else?
And the pretty lady is Tauke Neo.
Of course her lah. And her name is not called Dahlia. Her name is called Lin.
Li Lin. So Dahlia is not her real name.
Apparently not.
Now, are you sure the chauffeur is not her husband or something?
Oh, sure. I think he's just a jaga and driver. Anyway, I didn't see much of him. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Probably sent on a special mission.
I also didn't ask because by the time I was picking up the kueh pie tea shells from the floor.
Apa?
Sign for what? For something to say.
What is it?
She wants to move in.
Who is she?
Your Tauke Neo.
Dahlia Lee is moving in?
Yes. And the worst part is, she wants to move into Uncle Bobby's room.
So, this Dahlia Lee, or shall I say Li Lin, is moving into Uncle Bobby's room.
She has already moved in.
She has?
Yeah. And a few days later, something very interesting happened. As I was helping her moving her things into her office, guess what I found?
What did you find?
A chupu!
The same one?
Yeah, exactly the same. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't know. When you see one chupu, you see them all.
No, I can tell the difference. Mr. Chua, you have been a right royal Nero wolf. Tea?
Thank you.
To the Hello Yesterday Cafe.
Yes, to hello yesterday.
And so they toasted the cafe and sealed my fate.
Beautiful tea. Beautiful cup. Oh, it's Villeroy and Bourg. It's a very, very old brand from France. I remember I was posted to France once when I was working